everybody, and welcome to Simply Stained. This video is about building a filter for your laser. I work out of my garage with neighbors close by, and I did not want the smell and the smoke disturbing them. You may also have the same concerns. To solve that problem, I made this filter. Let's get into it. First, I need to design the filter. I use Fusion 360 for this. I searched the web for a good place to start. I found a design I liked online. The design I found was from lasercuttinglabs.com, linked to their site below. There were some changes I wanted to make to their design, the biggest on how I construct my box. The only tool I was going to use was a laser. When I design assemblies for laser cutting, I like to use as many finger joints as possible. On screen, you can see the design I came up with, a little bit different than the one I found online, as it is adapted to my manufacturing process. The design is now finished, and we can start to break down the materials we need to load into the laser cutting machine. I used an inexpensive exterior grade plywood for this project. This material didn't cut well with the laser cutter, and I did some research, and this looks to be due to the glue that is used on exterior grade plywoods. It's a formaldehyde based glue. The telltale sign of formaldehyde based glue is the dark layers of glue between the layers of wood, as you can see in this picture. Here you can see I'm having some issues in post-processing. The laser did not like to cut this material. After cutting out all the parts, it was time for assembly. I started with the shelves. I glued the edges up and started placing them into their slots. After all the shelves were assembled, I need to put the other side on top. Alignment was a little tough with all the different slots that need to be in place before being able to set the side. Next, the top, bottom, and back need to be glued into place. Here, I'm gluing the back of the filter. Next was the bottom. Next was gluing the top into place. With the top in place, the box was fully assembled. The next step was to start attaching the hose ducts to the box. I had a duct for both the top of the box for the outlet and the bottom of the box for the inlet. Here, I'm painting the edges of the plywood. This will provide a better surface for the gasket to seal to. While allowing that to dry, I started to assemble the box for the activated carbon pellets. Here, I'm attaching a mesh to the bottom of the box. This will keep in carbon pellets while allowing air to flow through. This is the same mesh you would use on a screen door. I cut the mesh to size and attached it with staples. I cleaned up the outer surface and decided to apply a wax paste to the exterior. I used a single piece of plywood for the door. I used household door hinges for the hinges, as I simply had these lying around. Weather gasket was used to keep air from leaking around the door. Here, a simple clasp is being attached to the door and to the box. This will allow the door to be closed tightly and keep any air from leaking around it. Scrap pieces of plywood were used for the feet. These were simply glued to the bottom of the box. This will allow the door to freely open and close. The filter was pretty much done at this point. I filled up the box with the activated carbon pellet and inserted it into the filter. I installed the filter and ran a few test cuts. In my testing, I found that the smell was greatly reduced. In regards to the smoke, the filter didn't help as much. I vented the hose into my garage. After a bit of time, I could see the smoke building. Overall, I would say the filter was a success. If you like this video, please let me know. And if you have any ideas or content you would like to see, leave a comment in the chat forum. Thank you for watching.